Hello, Future Warriors. Welcome back to Season 2, Episode 2 of the Hello Warrior podcast. I'm your co-host, Denis.
And I'm your co-host, Iman.
You certainly don't want to miss this episode as we take a look at our 3 later faculties. We'll take a look at the Faculty of Health, Math, and lastly, our Faculty of Science.
So, if you're into helping people, numbers, or possibly becoming a scientist, this episode is the one for you. And if you're a pie lover, stay tuned because there's a treat for you.
And remember that the OUAC is open, so don't forget to apply.
And make sure you check out our last episode where we interviewed the Faculty of Arts, Engineering, and Environment. And be sure to stay tuned to the end of this episode for a few more special guests. Without further ado, let's get into it.
We hope you enjoy. Hello, Warriors. Welcome back to the second episode featuring all of the faculties at the University of Waterloo. Today, we have the Faculty of Health with us, so thank you so much for being with us today and talking more about your faculty. And I guess this is the fourth faculty that we're going to be talking about. So without further ado, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Sure. So, hi, I'm Vivian. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the undergrad recruitment coordinator for the Faculty of Health.
Hi, my name's Amara. I'm the Marketing, Recruitment, and Events Associate Co-op for this term, working with Vivian in the Faculty of Health.
Awesome. And Vivian, just a quick question. Did you graduate from Waterloo or a different university?
I did. I graduated from here a few years ago with my Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology.
Oh, that's awesome. Nice.
And you loved it so much you had to come back.
Yeah,
and now we're back. Yes.
Super quick, what do you think, or what was the favorite part of your undergrad? If you just had it right at the top of your head.
Oh, that's a hard question. I think my favorite part of being an undergrad here was probably the opportunities that we got outside of the classroom.
Yeah.
I was super involved with student life in health, so I was a part of our student society, which is called Awesome, for probably 7 terms, and I met a lot of good people, made a lot of great connections, lots of great memories. So I think just the opportunities to get involved and kind of network and figure out what I liked and what I didn't like.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was lots of fun, lots of long nights, but good nights.
Yeah. Very relatable. Very relatable.
Yeah.
So in your best kind of way to describe it, what would you describe a faculty, or how would you even describe the Faculty of Health?
So we have 2 Bachelor's of Science programs within health. We have our Bachelor's of Science in Kinesiology, which is essentially the study of the human body with a strong emphasis on the sciences. So you take a lot of courses in those core sciences, so biology, chem, and physics, but you also focus on other things related to the human body, so like neuroscience, nutrition, biomechanics, and then our health sciences program, which kind of approaches human health from a more holistic approach. So you take about half of your courses in the core sciences, but you also take the other half of your courses in the social sciences, because you kind of get that approach to health outside of just the biology, because we know it's like the environment you live in, it's your access to resources. There's so much more that goes into human health than just the biology. So those are our 2 Bachelor's of Science programs. And then we also have public health, which is a stronger focus on community health and population health, and those social science factors that go into human health. And like Amara said, we have our 3 Bachelor's of Arts programs in Recreation and Leisure Studies, with our first being Recreation, Leadership, and Health, our second being Sport and Recreation Management, and our third being Therapeutic Recreation. So students in those programs all learn about how to create and deliver experiences and recreation programs that enhance the quality of life for people, communities, and specialized populations. So you essentially get to be paid to play, which is
there you
pretty
go.
cool.
I love that.
Lots of
Stuff.
fun. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to backtrack, but just as a non-science student, you mentioned how you graduate with a Bachelor of Science and not with a Bachelor of Kinesiology.
Yeah.
Is that something that's unique to Waterloo?
I would say it's quite unique. I think, and I mean, Vivian, you could probably talk about a little bit more about this, but I think other universities in general, they'll give you a Bachelor's of Kinesiology, but for us, it's the Bachelor's of Science. Can you maybe talk about why that could be better, maybe why one might be preferred over the other?
Yeah, I would say if you have an interest in the human body, but also a strong passion for those sciences, our program really enables you to take all those core science courses as part of your degree requirements, but also explore other areas about the human body.
Yeah.
So our graduates take courses, like I said, in those very specific fields, such as exercise physiology, nutrition, and biomechanics. And then they kind of are well equipped to go into the workforce, working in careers such as a registered kinesiologist, which is a certified profession within Ontario. So kind of right after your kin degree, you can become certified to work in rehabilitation settings, working with other allied healthcare professionals, giving services in exercise and rehabilitation. Or you can go on and pursue further education. So a lot of our graduates go on into careers in medicine, physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and chiropractics. So I would say our program at Waterloo really exposes you to any and every field you could possibly think of related to the human body. And because our first 2 years are full of kind of mandatory courses and labs, you really get a little bit of exposure to all fields. And then you can kind of specialize in your upper years in like the specific field you're interested in.
Yeah.
Do you want to share a bit of your experience as a kin student?
Yeah. I mean, my first 2 years were, like you said, mandatory courses, and they're very broad kinesiology related. So again, nutrition, neuroscience, biomechanics. But my favorite thing about my first couple of years was all the labs that we got, the practical experience that came with that. So it was really enjoyable getting to work with other people in kin and having that self-directed learning. So really, the problem solving is up to you as a student. So I really enjoyed that in my first years.
And do you feel like those first few years of kind of like broadening your horizons really helped you decide on what you wanted to do, or did you come in already knowing exactly what you wanted?
I think I had a general idea of what I wanted to do. I think a lot of people coming into kin want to do, physio or something rehabilitative. Yeah. And I think my lab solidified that is the field that I want to pursue. But I found out through just kind of extracurriculars and other things that I've learned is that I want to do more of the athletic side of things and sports related. So again, I discovered that through my courses, but also outside of courses, like in the clubs that I've been in as well.
Nice. How did you find the first year kin lab, like the cadaver lab specifically?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. I even went back to do dissections.
See, that's the best part. I tell students about that all the time, is the first year cadaver lab, the best experience you're going to get. And other universities aren't going to give you that kind of experience until later on in your degree, maybe third, fourth year, or even in grad school. So having that in first year is great. But yeah, continue.
Oh yeah, it was a very unique experience, especially for our first years. I think we're one of the only non-medical schools in Canada that have a cadaver lab. Yeah. And it's very unique to get our first years in that lab and get that experience early on. And the nice thing is they don't throw you right into it. So you're not working with direct cadavers immediately. It could be anatomical models and bones and like pro-sections, like isolated sections, and then cadavers. So they kind of ease you into it, and it's a very continuous learning cycle. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah. And yeah, dissections are also very fun. It's a fun environment to be in. Like you're in there for 2 hours working with other people in kin. There's usually music playing. Sometimes instructors will ask us like brain teasers or something. Yeah. So they kind of keep it interesting, and it's kind of therapeutic and cathartic to be kind of cutting away.
And the music's just going, like kind of like a little surgeon. Yeah,
exactly.
Nice.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities to get that experience.
Love that.
After taking your first year courses, you, like Amara said, you can volunteer to dissect and help prepare the donors for the following year, or you can volunteer and get teaching experience working as a teaching assistant within the lab, or actually speaking with high school students that come into our labs for kin lab days or other kind of outreach events, and actually get that experience of teaching anatomy and really solidifying your knowledge and also sharing knowledge with people that come in. And I will say for all of our programs, we have a really strong emphasis in that kind of experiential learning piece that's kind of integrated directly into the program. So through labs and tutorials, which are small group discussions, getting that hands-on experience in the classroom, and then also offering like so many opportunities to get experience outside of the classroom. So students can become athletic trainers, working with varsity sports teams. They can volunteer with members of the local community who have undergone cancer treatment or who have experienced a stroke, working one-on-one and getting that rehabilitation skills. Working with peer health education teams, talking about sexual health and public health, and kind of educating their fellow students about common health issues and kind of how to prevent and solve them. So we really have a strong emphasis on kind of getting that knowledge from the classroom and kind of applying it to outside of the classroom as well. So I think that's a big win for the Faculty of Health.
Love that. So the hands-on learning aspect, that's the best part. Yeah, and lots of research opportunities, I assume, as well. Yes.
Yeah, well, putting a shameless plug here, we are the second smallest faculty within the faculty of the University of Waterloo, but we have the second highest amount of research funding. So we have a lot of researchers doing really cool stuff in all of our 3 academic units. And as undergrad students, we offer lots of ways to get that research experience. So you can volunteer as a research assistant within the lab. You can gain course credit for doing research. So you can either work in the lab and gain research experience for course credit, or work throughout the year to develop your own research project and present it to faculty members and fellow students. Or you can also get experience as a co-op student within a research lab on campus as well.
Sounds like a fun faculty. I feel kind of jealous. Maybe I should have gone into health.
It's not too late.
That's true. So in terms of, I know we already talked a lot about hands-on experience, but more specifically when it comes to co-ops, what are some co-op opportunities for students in the Faculty of Health?
Yeah.
I can touch on ones that are in kinesiology because I'm a kin student. This is my 3rd work term now, so I've had some time to gather some experience. So one of my past co-ops is as a student kinesiologist in a long-term care home. So it was the exact kind of experience I was looking for, very hands-on. It was an independent workload or like a caseload. So I had a schedule for my entire day of seeing people throughout the day, and it was all exercise rehabilitation focused. So I had individual or like one-on-one time with my clients, and we got to use different things like TheraBands or like ankle weights or something, and it was entirely tailored to them, their interests and their goals when it came to exercise. So it was really nice to build that connection and kind of see how they progress over time as well. And it was kind of a well-rounded experience in that I was also taking SOAP notes, like progress notes for them. I was monitoring their exercise and like changing it as I saw fit. I was also working with physiotherapists and occupational therapists and recreational therapists, so I got to see every part of the nursing home and what other jobs people get to be doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lots of variety.
Yeah, I will say the options for co-op will really depend on what major you're in. So for kinesiology, we see a lot of students working in rehabilitation and healthcare settings, so working in physio and chiropractic clinics, or working in hospitals, or working in long-term care homes. We also see students working in research at big research centers or universities or hospitals even. A lot of our students work in kind of government roles and public sector roles, working with the Ministry of Health, looking at kind of the more like global policies and things that go into human healthcare. And then business and technology are also big fields that a lot of people don't think that skills can transfer into. But we see a lot of kin students go into insurance because of that kind of strong foundation of anatomy, and the human body is really important when looking at claims. For health sciences and public health, we see a lot of very similar co-op roles, working in those kind of more clinical and long-term care settings. Research is also a big field where our students go in. And with our School of Public Health Sciences, I'd say a lot of our students like working in the more kind of public sector roles. So looking at health policy, working in health informatics, which is learning how to integrate technology into improving healthcare. Working for the Ministry of Health or Health Canada, and looking at those like kind of big systematic approaches to human health. And then lastly, our recreation and leisure studies programs, because our students kind of become well equipped to be leaders in sport and recreation. They work a lot in community recreation centers, managing and running those programs, or working with municipal or professional sport teams. So we've had students who have worked with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, the Kitchener Rangers, the San Jose Sharks. We've had people who go on and work in those more clinical settings. So with therapeutic recreation, that program prepares students to work in clinical settings using recreation and leisure as a tool to improve healthcare and improve the well-being of their clients. So we have people who work in hospitals and nursing homes and long-term care homes to run these programs for people who are more specialized populations. So it's a very diverse range of jobs.
Okay, so just to get a little bit of a inside look into what a Faculty of Health student thinks about the Faculty of Health, do you want to share one kind of tidbit, one of your favorite things about your program, about the Faculty of Health?
Okay, can. I really enjoy, this is not just for Kim, but for the Faculty of Health generally, just how tight-knit the community is. So we are a pretty small faculty, like Vivian said, we're the second smallest. So there's a lot of opportunity to get to know other people in your program, but also in the faculty as a whole. Like I'm only in Kin, but I know professors from every department, which is not something a lot of people can say for maybe other faculties. So I really like how small our community is and how kind everyone is, and really how supportive we all are for each other. And then also the dissections were very fun.
And then just super quick, do you have any tips for maybe some incoming students or some students that are thinking of applying?
Well, before your school term even starts, we do have events for ways for incoming students to get to know each other. So we have you at Waterloo Day, so that's students who have been given an offer. And then there's Ready Day, like Waterloo Ready Days for students who have accepted their offers. So we'll have activities for them to get to know each other, get to know instructors, kind of learn information that we need coming in. So that's more of the informational side of things. We also have like ways that you can connect with current students. So we have Connect with an Ambassador. So you can ask them any questions you have, and they'll be in your program, or the program you're going into. And they've been in the same position as you, like as a first year student. So they can probably answer the questions that you have.
And then Vivian, just to end some things off.
Yeah.
Great chat today. Obviously we got to learn a lot about the Faculty of Health, but if there's more information that students are looking for, where can students maybe go to find that information?
Yes, so you can go to our website, which is uwaterloo.ca/future/health, and it'll bring you to a website that kind of goes over all 6 of our entry majors, has information about the first year courses you might take, sample co-op jobs, what co-op looks like in your program, as well as admission requirements, which is probably what they're looking for.
There you go, yeah.
And we also have our health emails. So if you email health@uwaterloo.ca, it'll come to me, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you or your family and supporters might have about each program. And we also have, like Amara said, our Connect with an Ambassador program, where you can speak directly to students within the program that you're looking into. So you can kind of get that really firsthand experience of what is it like in the day of a health sciences student or of a recreation and leisure studies student. Yeah, I think those are the best ways to get a hold of us.
Thanks so much for being part of this episode, both of you. Thank you for taking your time and talking about the Faculty of Health. You guys are both very passionate about it, so this is really awesome to hear. So I know our viewers are going to love it, and all the experiences that you have as well.
I learned a lot.
There you go. Me too. I'm always still learning. So yeah. And Warriors, we will be, or future Warriors, we will be right back with the Faculty of Math.
Today we're here with our special guest from Math. So why don't you guys give us a little bit of an introduction, and then we'll get into the episode.
Sure thing. I can start us off. My name is Evan. I'm the undergraduate recruitment coordinator for the Faculty of Math. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm also an alumni of the University of Waterloo. So I graduated just 2 years ago from the Faculty of Science, but I'm very happily repping the Faculty of Math Pink nowadays. So I help to organize our open houses, tours, and all the recruitment efforts for the many, many students we get applying to mathematics each year.
Awesome. So hi everyone, I'm Shubham. I am currently in my second year doing a double degree with Laurier and Waterloo. I'm doing computer science and business. Apart from that, I'm also part of the team helping out with open houses and math ambassadors, working with Evan along the year. Yeah.
That's awesome. It's great to meet you, Evan, Shubham as well. So how would you kind of describe what a faculty is, or even just what the Faculty of Math is all about at Waterloo?
Yeah, so one thing that's actually quite unique about us is that we are actually the only Faculty of Mathematics in all of North America. So that really helps to stand out, because unlike just being a department, it means that we have all these resources, all the support. We have over 300 faculty there to help you. So that's hundreds, over 500 courses actually. So being able to be a faculty means you have this community, you have the support and these spaces to really explore whatever kind of mathematics you want to pursue. What sort of Like, did you really want to go to math just because of the faculty, or was it the program?
It was because of the program, but it really makes sense to have like programs like computer science and mathematics under its own faculty, because they don't really fall under science or like some other faculty, right? So that is one of the unique things that they have here at Waterloo as Faculty of Mathematics, and it's I'd say it's a really good selling point for all the students too.
For sure, and you're not just like congregated into one big faculty. Like you get your own faculty, you get your own discipline, you get to meet people that are like-minded like you, and you also graduate with a degree of or a bachelor's of mathematics, which is another selling point as well. So
very unique. For sure. You really feel the mathy pride.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about your program and why you chose it?
Absolutely, yeah. So my program is a very unique program. It is a double degree program between two universities. So part of my program happens here at Waterloo, which is computer science, and the other part happens at Wilfrid Laurier, which is 10 minutes down the street. So that's where I do my BBA program. And combined, the whole program is 5 years. If I want to do it separately, then it's 4 years each. But because of the combined program, they reduce the years. And I really love the program because you get to go to both universities, get resources from both universities. You can be part of clubs from both universities, and a lot of cool stuff. So
that's awesome. And then lots of networking as well with both Waterloo students, but also Laurier students as well, I'm assuming. So
absolutely. Yeah.
And then on that same note, do you have any other kind of like notable programs within the math faculties, or kind of like the ones that you want to point out?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, we're famous for our computer science at the University of Waterloo. But even beyond that, if you are someone who likes math for the fun and the passion of math, it really is here at Waterloo that you get that support and those resources to explore that. For things like pure mathematics, just really pushing what our knowledge of mathematics in the universe is. We're even applying that through research in like applied mathematics or mathematical optimization. You get to work with some really cool things, being able to incorporate optimization with coding and computing. And lastly, if you are someone who's looking for a very specific career pathway, we can really help make sure that those pathways to becoming an actuary, accountant, financial analyst, or risk manager are super fast. We help to provide exemptions for certain tests and board exams, and really you get to have mentorship from people who have been down that road before. Because like I said, we have hundreds of faculty and staff there who have industry experience.
That's awesome. And then talking about kind of that experience, what kind of co-op jobs are students normally getting within the Faculty of Math? And even what kind of jobs are recent grads having after they graduate?
Yeah, absolutely. It definitely depends. There's a wide variety. Maybe do you want to speak on some of your own experiences first?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah. So far I've only had one co-op, and that was as a software developer. A lot of my friends that I know have worked as like data analysts or in like data science or machine learning sort of places, even for their co-ops, not after they graduate. And after they graduate, they get into similar roles.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I would definitely say web development, data analysts are probably some of those most common ones. But again, if you are looking for more of that finance or business side, you could become, say, a junior accountant or working with auditing in just your co-op jobs. And then also we have, of course, research. So you become a research assistant for a co-op term through our undergrad research assistance program, or the URA.
Okay.
And then all those really just go on to the next step when you go into finding a career. So instead of being a junior accountant, then you're working towards becoming certified, designated in terms of those fields as well. But really, we have research, that was business and finance courses, and then tech related to software and data as well.
Nice. And then that's all the experiences that you can get sort of outside the university, but then what experiences can students get while in the university? So maybe what kind of clubs are they open to? I know there's clubs from all across campus, but what are ones that are maybe more specific to the Faculty of Math, or even opportunities that students can have outside of the classroom?
Yeah, I can start it off, of course. Yeah, so Evan did mention about like URA positions, which are just research assistantships. That's definitely something to look into, not in terms of extracurriculars, but also for like research experience and just getting to work with some professors at Waterloo. I have been applying for some research positions. So the process is super simple. You just reach out to the prof and tell them that you're interested in working with them, and then they are able to like get you on the project.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's one of the things. And then in terms of clubs and other extracurriculars, there's There are a lot of clubs here. At math specifically, some of the clubs that I can remember right now are Double Degree Club, which is focused mostly for double degree students.
Yeah.
Then there's Computer Science Club, Data Science Club, Women in Computer Science Club.
That's
So
awesome.
all of them have like a lot of different events. They have networking events with people in the industry. They have a bunch of panel events, some group study events, and a whole lot of things to like help you with academics as well as extracurriculars and like job searching.
And we talked a little bit about like math related clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have like any other favorite parts about student life or any other like clubs that you really like to be a part of?
Yeah, no, definitely. So the math-related clubs are offered by Faculty of Mathematics, but there are also, I think, over 200 clubs offered by WUSA. And a couple of clubs that I've tried there are the Bid Club, which I've been going to recently, and I was going to join the juggling club, but I haven't had the chance to go there. So I get their emails once in a while, but I have not
Maybe when
been going
exams are
there.
over.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
There's definitely also, before we move on, one I totally want to highlight within math though is that under MathSoc or Math Society, they have this event I love called Pi Day. So Pi Day, pi as in like pi, the mathematical constant, is held actually 3 times throughout the year. So it's held on March 14th, as well as the 314th day of the year, and then July 22nd. So 22/7, which is a mathematical approximation for the value of pi.
Wow.
So every term, no matter which one you're on co-op or you're on study term, there'll always be Pi Day, and it's my favorite tradition that we have. So during Pi Day, they serve pie.
I didn't thought about it.
Except actually on July 22nd, because it's Pi Approximation Day, they have cake, which is an approximation of pi.
I see.
So fun, like you down to the details.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And it's not just for math students. If you want, you can also come and get pie on one of the Pi Days. But the main event, they have a pie recitation contest. So people sign up and try and recite as many digits of pi as they can, and you know it goes on
Right.
forever, but I believe our current record is over 800 digits.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Any
must-
prize for winning?
Yeah.
There is a prize for winning. I don't know off the top of my head,
Okay, yeah.
but
Is
it's
it a
math
pie?
sock. I mean, easily. You definitely
get
have
the-
earned
Okay.
yourself a pie.
You get the
if
whole pie, not just the pieces, the whole pie.
Yeah, the whole pie.
Definitely earned it if you
It must
know.
be a long contest though, because I'm sure a lot of people probably have a lot of numbers memorized.
Yeah, I don't know how long it takes to recite
Okay.
800
Yeah.
digits, but I'll time it next time.
There you go.
Can either of you do anything like?
I know like 5 digits.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
right, like about the same,
Yeah.
but no.
Okay. Next time,
Next
you guys
time,
can prepare and
definitely.
then
We
give
gotta
us a
train.
demonstration.
You
Yeah.
have to train.
Okay.
If there's a contest for least digits of pi memorized, then I can.
Then you got it.
Yeah, there you go. Just
then-
3.1. You don't
Yeah.
need to.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Not even the other one.
Yeah.
No. Evan, now I really want some good selling points here. So I expect some good selling points now. So why should people come to the Faculty of Math at Waterloo? Like, why Waterloo? Why the Faculty of Math?
So, like I said before, we are the only faculty of math in North America.
Yeah.
So really, it means that it is that community. It is opening all the doors, and that's not just academically, as I mentioned, with the over 500 courses that we offer. That's also through real applied experience.
Yeah.
So we are very much known for co-op or cooperative education overall at the University of Waterloo, but especially within math, with both math and CS, you can actually get up to 24 months or 2 years worth of that full-time paid work experience. And so especially if you want to be competitive in today's already very competitive job market, being able to say, hey, I graduated and I have 2 years experience working as a web developer or working with big banking companies or investment companies, that sets you apart by so much and really helps you to have a strong resume, cover letter, have interview talking points when you go and find that dream job for yourself, whether that's here in Ontario. I have students that volunteer with me who are in California right now, or even across the globe. So really, math, people don't think about it since it might be a simple subject in high school, but it really can take you anywhere nowadays. It's applied in majority of jobs that are ranked in the top 10 in today's job market. It's there, it's everywhere, even if you don't notice
It's
it.
everywhere. It's versatile everywhere. Exactly. And then, quick question for you then. How did you know that the CS and BBA program was the right program for you? How did you go about picking that program? And then, Evan, maybe afterwards you can just talk about how can a student maybe pick the right program for themselves in the Faculty of Math? What should they be looking out for? What are those key points there? But I'll start with you.
Yeah, okay. So it's a really funny story. When I was in like grade 9, I really wanted to go into astronomy because black holes, stars, all of that
cool.
stuff is really cool, right? But then I went to this open house at some other university, and they had this huge board up somewhere, and then they listed all the things you could do with an astronomy degree. And I read through all of them, and I was like, I don't really like most of them. So I don't really have a chance going into this, right? And then right beside it, it was like computer science. And I was like, yeah, that's the one I want to do. So
Maybe a longer list there.
and maybe a really longer list that I liked. So yeah. So that's how I decided. But then even after that, I got into like coding and then learning other languages, all of those things. And I realized that this is really something that I enjoy. And no matter how much I code, I don't feel tired after
Good.
doing it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And the business side?
I do need sleep, but
Yeah.
And the business side, you still
and the
enjoy?
business side, I do still enjoy. I decided I want to go into business in like grade 12. That's when I got more into like leadership roles at my high school for a couple of clubs and stuff. And I was like, this is also something I'm interested in. And that's how I decided to go into this program.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. If that's something that resonates with students you're talking with, definitely, I think it is such a strong program that we offer. It's very unique with the partnership between us and Wilfrid Laurier University. But if there's a student who is still trying to figure out what they like, all they know is maybe they enjoy or they do well in their math class, that's still a great starting point. We have programs like Honors Mathematics. It is a first year more general program, and then after first year you can then go into one of 14 different majors.
Gotcha.
So even if you're not certain what you want to do yet, that's a great entry point. You still get that really strong math foundation at the University of Waterloo, and then you can go into things like combinatorics and optimization, mathematical physics, biostatistics. There's a huge variety that's available for you, and it's quite flexible, especially within those group of programs. If you want to add a second major or you want to like switch programs, that's pretty easy to do. But we also have, of course, our math, business, accounting programs that are so strong if you really want to take those mathematics skills and apply them, whether or not is in investing, banking, insurance, all those great things. And of course, computer science. I can't talk about it enough. There's so many students, so many bright, amazing students who are so passionate about it. So if that's one of the students, then definitely go for it.
Yeah, for sure. And then just one of our last questions then is what tips do you have for any incoming first year students or students that are interested in applying to the University of Waterloo?
Yes, I can kick it off. I guess my very first month of university was just me rushing to different classes and trying to get all my assignments done. And I didn't really take a moment to like appreciate the amount of work that I've put in to get so far. And I wasn't really outright enjoying university during that first month. Right. And I was just more focused on getting all my work done.
Yeah.
So I guess one advice for incoming students is just take some time to
slow down, smell the flowers, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's
I feel
awesome.
like I think I was the same way. And I think maybe like coming into university, everyone's like, hey, I need to go just as hard as I was. And honestly, like you just spent a year applying to universities and trying to up your grades. Like take a breather. Look around. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think I was the same way. Like in first year, I was like very academic focused. I didn't join too many clubs. I didn't venture out too much. I didn't do as much networking as I maybe wanted to. I was just focused on the academic piece.
Yeah.
But then I realized like I need to make more of my university experience. And then from there, I joined lots of clubs. I did some intramurals. I made some networking connections, talked to some profs, made some new friends. All the great stuff that university allows you to do. So, yeah. And then Evan, any tips?
Maybe I'll give my tip for maybe the prospective students. So for those who are still applying or looking around for different programs, I would say for them, get involved. I often get asked, what's the best extracurricular or best thing I can do to get into computer science or math at Waterloo? But really the answer is whatever you want to do. We're not looking for anything in particular. So whether that is student council, volunteering, part-time job, sports, any of that is great to see. We just want to see what makes you unique, getting involved, looking for leadership opportunities, innovation, all those great things that would make them at home here in the Faculty of Math at Waterloo.
Yeah, for sure. And then Evan, where can maybe some students or parents go to find some more information about the Faculty of Math at Waterloo? I know we we had a lot of great conversations. We talked a lot of great stuff today, but I know we weren't able to maybe chat on every single thing. So where's just some more information that people can go to find?
Yeah, of course. We have plenty of things available on our webpage, things like admission requirements, but also through our YouTube. But specifically, if you have any individual questions, I would recommend families reach out to mathinfo@uwaterloo.ca. So email either myself or one of my colleagues will be able to answer any math-related questions that they have.
Awesome. And then we'll link the website in the description as well. So that's
Perfect. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks both of you for being here and representing the Faculty of Math. We really appreciate everything that you're able to talk about and all your experiences. And we're on to science. Bye. And here we have some special guests on the Hello Warrior podcast with us. Do you want to kind of introduce yourselves? And first of all, I just want to say thank you for joining us and thank you for being here. And we really appreciate you kind of talking about your faculty and Faculty of Science, which we'll get into for the episode. But yeah, a little quick intro about yourself and maybe what program you're in, and maybe Alicia, what you're doing.
Sure. So thanks for having us. My name is Alicia Marr. My pronouns are she, her. I'm the recruitment coordinator for the Faculty of Science. So I work with high schoolers to help them figure out maybe what program works best for them in the Faculty of Science, help with admissions questions, that kind of stuff. Some background about me is I did my undergraduate and my graduate studies here at the University of Waterloo, and now I'm fortunate enough to come back and work here. And I will pass it on to Shizzle.
Hi guys, my name is Shil Sajad. My pronouns are also she, her. I'm in my second year of the biology program. I also did my co-op with Alicia in her office in the science undergraduate office, and I'm also a science ambassador.
So we just want to get a bit of a co-op perspective or a student perspective here. So through the co-ops that you've done during your time here, how do you feel that they've prepared you for the workforce?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was applying to Waterloo, I feel like co-op was a really big factor of why I chose Waterloo in the first place.
Yeah.
And so in biology, I'm hoping to do med school in the future. So I feel like co-op is just a great aspect for me to get connected, get all of my references. And I've only done one co-op term right now since I am in my second year. So I worked as the science marketing and recruitment associate. So I just worked with Alicia and everything that she just described. So just helping high school students kind of transition into university. And I really love that aspect of it because a lot of them now that I've seen actually accept their offer to Waterloo and see them come here. And I think co-op is just a great way of getting your foot in the door to like the type of things that you really want to do. So hopefully for my next co-op term, I want to look forward to either working in a clinic or in a hospital just to get those future experiences for what I want to do in the healthcare field.
Yeah. And besides co-op, do you feel like there's any other experiences in the Faculty of Science that are really exciting or anything that you kind of want to like share about the Faculty of Science from a student perspective?
Yeah, definitely. So alongside working with Alicia, I also started being a science ambassador. So I think it's just a really great way to get involved. You meet a lot of new people and we do a lot of volunteering. So science, like fall open house, like all of the open houses that we do have. So just talking to high school students and telling them why they should come to science at Waterloo. So that's a really big part of it. I'm also I'm going to be a TA for the microbiology lab.
Fun.
So just getting involved in science in that aspect and working with the professors and other students. And I think it's just like, I'm really thankful that people helped me when I was like doing all my studies, so now I just want to go forward and do that for other people as well.
That's very much like a full circle kind of moment for sure.
Yeah.
And I was actually a TA for the microbiology lab, so it's a great lab to TA.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and one last super quick question for you: how do you feel Waterloo has kind of set you up for success going into the medical field?
So like obviously in science, we do talk about like, oh, these are the type of programs, like when I was working with Alicia, we usually say like honor science or biomedical science and biology usually are tailored more towards like the medical field. So just being at Waterloo, I feel like especially with the co-ops, they just give you like a new perspective on what I want to do in the future in the medical field. And they obviously give me more confidence, the new connections as well, especially I don't know if a lot of other universities would have that, so Waterloo is very special in that type of aspect as well.
Exactly. We're connected to so many companies, so many different employers, clinics, all those amazing things, and that's really what's going to help you to like be separated or differentiated when you do apply to med school, which is obviously great.
Yeah. Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. I know you have to run to class, so we're
Thank
gonna
you
let you go.
guys.
No worries. Enjoy class, have fun, and then
Bye,
hopefully
guys.
we'll see you on some later.
Bye, Shizzle. Thank you.
So Alicia, it's interview time.
Okay.
Now it's just us. Now
All
it's time to
right.
grill you. Here we go. Here we
Let's
go. So we'll start off pretty simple, quite generic. So what is a faculty?
Yeah, great question. So a faculty is a way that you can study at a school. So at the University of Waterloo, we have several different faculties. I'm specifically from the Faculty of Science. So that's kind of where we house all of our different science programs. In high school, science often revolves around biology, chemistry, and physics. Those are the types of programs, along with earth science and some other different and interesting ones that are housed under our Faculty of Science. So it's a way to kind of specifically study what you're most interested in.
Yeah, and it almost kind of offers like a smaller kind of cohort within the broader, let's say, University of Waterloo, and you get to meet other science friends and other science sort of students. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I always say that science is a community, a tight-knit community of like-minded individuals, where you get to study science, but also make a lot of new friends and do a lot of exciting stuff.
I love that.
That's amazing. So you already kind of touched on what kind of programs you have in the Faculty of Science, but do you have any kind of like interesting or notable ones you want to share with us?
Yeah. So we actually have 17 different programs and majors in the Faculty of Science, as well as 2 professional schools. So a lot of really cool ways to explore your different interests in science. So like I said, you can look at biology, chemistry, physics, or earth science, and the different ways you can specialize from there. But we also have some really cool programs that combine all of science. So we have honors science, which is a very flexible program that allows you to take many different science courses. I like to call it the choose your own adventure program. We also have science and aviation, which is really cool, where students get to do flight training at the same time that they take their bachelor's of science degree, so learn how to be a pilot. And then science and business is another really cool and interesting one, where you get to combine the worlds of business and science, and they take specialized workshops to figure out how those 2 worlds intersect. So really cool if you love science, but you're maybe also interested in adding business onto your degree.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And through these programs, obviously, what jobs do you think grads from the Faculty of Science can one day hope to end up in?
Yeah, so the cool thing about science is you're going to learn all different types of skills in your bachelor's degree. So I like to say the career field's really open. You're getting great communication skills, you're learning how to work in the lab, learning how to do research, analytical skills. So the choices are really up to you. We see lots of our students go on to do graduate school. They like to work in labs or maybe work in research, but we have students that go all over the place, whether they want to, like I said, be a pilot, work in marketing, do something like this where they connect with other people and teach more about science. There's lots of different pathways. We also have lots of students who go on to professional schools like medical school, pharmacy, optometry, dentistry, veterinary, etc. So lots of different pathways for science.
Why, I guess this is a little bit of so why would students care to go to the Faculty of Science, or why, what's in it for them? What are the benefits there? What are the things that the Faculty of Science can do for students that would help them to set them up for greater success down the line?
Yeah, I love that question. So I always tell students that, realistically, you can get a bachelor's of science degree from any institution. So what makes Waterloo special, and why would you want to come here? And the things that we do outside of the classroom are really what makes Waterloo special. So we really pride ourselves on something called experiential learning, or learning by doing. So we've talked a bit about co-op. That's definitely Waterloo's #1 differentiator, where you can get paid relevant work experience directly to your program. Really great for figuring out what you want to do when you graduate, great for figuring out what you don't want to do as well. And then we also have really amazing hands-on labs, so you're getting that knowledge, that tactile knowledge, as well as field courses. So if you'd like to take your learning outside of the classroom, get your hands dirty, great field courses, great field study options to abroad. We've had a trip that just came back from Italy studying coastal beaches, trip that just came back from Costa Rica in the rainforest. So a lot of really cool ways to get that experiential learning and learn outside of the classroom.
How awesome is it to also have a Nobel Prize winner? We always talk about Donna Strickland.
Very cool.
That's really cool.
Very cool. Yeah, we've got some great notable professors. Dr. Donna Strickland's definitely one in our Department of Physics and Astronomy. We also have Dr. Avery Broderick in the Department of Physics and Astronomy, who was on the team that took the first photo of a black hole. So
wow.
Really cool stuff, and really cool for our students to get to learn from professors like that and get involved with research at a very notable university.
Yeah. And at the time that we're recording this and the time it gets posted, it might differ a little bit. But
For sure.
from the time that we're recording this, just recently, we heard the announcement that there's going to be the new hospital opening up on Waterloo's North Campus, so on the University of Waterloo campus. Is there any talks about a future med school opening up or anything like that?
Oh, I don't know just yet. That would definitely be very exciting. I know we have lots of students both in the Faculty of Science and the Faculty of Health that are interested in healthcare and medicine. So we're definitely hoping to build some partnerships, make something work, but I can't give away too much yet. I don't know much else past that.
And then just one of the last quick questions to wrap it up here is what kind of is how can somebody choose the right program for the Faculty of Science? How can they go about that and figure out what program is right for them, which one's not right for them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So definitely start with what you love to do in high school. So if you are taking lots of different science courses, what are you most interested in, and start from there. Like I said, biology, chemistry, physics, earth science, kind of what students take in high school, and you're able to see what different types branch off from there in the programs that we offer. Also really great to get connected with folks like me. I can help answer any questions if you're kind of torn between two different programs or you're not sure what one program is. We can connect you with current students as well, so you can talk to them about their program, see if you like it, see if it's something for you. And the great thing about science is it is fairly easy to transfer between programs once you're in the faculty. So let's say you start in a biology degree, you're like, I love biology, but you take a chemistry course and you think, oh, maybe I actually love chemistry. We've got amazing academic advisors who can work with you to help transfer. And once you're in the Faculty of Science, transferring is fairly easy between all of our programs. So even if you don't have all of the answers figured out yet in high school, really easy to make sure that we get you on the right path by the time you graduate.
Love that. Love the customization option. And obviously people can add on specializations. They can add on minors as well. So that's perfect.
For sure. Lots of different ways to customize or enhance your degree.
Exactly. And then where can students maybe find some more information about the Faculty of Science? What are some resources for them?
Yeah, definitely check out our webpage. So Future Student/Science is a really great resource to know everything about science. Reach out to our email address, which is science@uwaterloo.ca. Those are really great resources to start, and then we're happy to help you along your way.
Thanks, Alicia, for representing the Faculty of Science and having the ability to chat with us today and getting our audience to learn a little bit more about the Faculty of Science at the University of Waterloo.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And now we're back with our special segment for the episode, and today we are joined by our domestic recruiters who travel all across Canada. So really quickly, do you guys want to give us a brief introduction with your roles and maybe even what programs you graduated from?
Sounds good. Hi everyone, my name is Jay. I use he, him pronouns. I graduated from the Arts and Business program, majored in history, and I am one of the members on the national recruitment team. So I get to a lot of the schools in Ontario and sometimes out west.
When I invite you.
Not often.
And I'm Laura. I use she, her pronouns, and I am our national recruitment specialist. So I'm responsible for visiting high schools outside of Ontario, but still within Canada. But then sometimes within Ontario too. and chatting with those high school students. Yeah, when you let me.
And I am Alex DeGagne. I am the Indigenous Recruitment and Partnership Specialist for the university. My mixed ancestry and my home territory is Northwest Nile 37 near Kenora, Ontario. And similar to my two colleagues, I do recruitment in Ontario, but my portfolio is obviously specific Indigenous and they invite me to a few things. Obviously, yes. So.
Awesome. Thanks so much for all being here and getting able to have this opportunity to chat about domestic recruitment. And so speaking a little bit more to what it is, how would you describe to our audience, what is domestic recruitment and what do we do?
You're looking at me, Dennis, so I guess I'll dive in and answer. So domestic recruitment involves all kinds of different activities that are carried out across Ontario and across Canada. I would say the most common things that we do are things like individual school visits, where we go to a school and deliver a presentation and answer questions from students at that school. But then we are also increasingly busy with high school fairs. So that would be typically where there's several universities, maybe a few dozen, that are in a cafeteria or a gym representing different regions of Ontario or even different provinces. And that's where students and their supporters can go around and ask questions at the various booths. And then of course there's some collective recruitment events that we do with other Ontario universities. So there's the Ontario University's Fair, the Ontario University Regional Fairs, which take place outside of Toronto within Ontario, and then the Ontario University's Information Sessions, which are virtual events. And there's one coming up towards the end of November.
And then on that note, what is your favorite part of domestic recruitment? Anyone can take that one.
Yeah, I'll take. I guess. Yeah. So I think one of the differences between the traditional domestic recruitment and Indigenous recruitment is I get to go to a lot of community visits. So I think that's one of the big highlights for me is going into these communities and actually talking to community leaders. Guidance counselors, educational assistants, grad coaches, anything like that, and just getting to speak about what their students are going through, how their high school is going, how their community is benefiting the students, and allowing them to pursue post-secondary. So I think it's one of kind of the special things that, especially for me, not growing up in community, it's really nice to go back and experience some of the cultural diversity and learn some of the knowledge that maybe I'm still trying to learn myself too.
For me, I would say it would be trying to make students laugh with my really bad dad jokes. But also,
got any good jokes right now?
I'm on the spot.
No, I didn't
Need
know.
some sort of topic of conversation. I'm not a joke monkey. And kind of related to that is just like making connections with students and their supporters, whether it's because a student like came from my hometown or is interested in a program that I studied or has a t-shirt or a backpack that has like some logo of a niche interest of mine. I find those are really nice ways to connect and hopefully get the student more excited about Waterloo too.
For me, it'd be trying to help Laura make her jokes be funnier. Usually it's by shaking my head, and that usually gets more laughs than the actual joke.
Unfortunately, true.
Otherwise, I would say probably just helping a student find a program that they didn't know existed before. So lots of students, especially when they're starting out, they connect like the English, science, the math, because every university has those programs. But when you can let them know that there's a program that's studied to an interest that they have outside of school, and they really light up, that's a rewarding part of the job. Yeah.
And you guys are kind of experts, so what advice do you have for domestic or Indigenous students who are applying to university?
It's your time to go first again, Laura.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start with the joke.
My number one piece of advice would be if you have the opportunity to visit any of the universities that you're interested in, highly, highly encourage that because it's the best way to kind of get a sense of whether it's a place where you could picture yourself, whether you feel comfortable, whether you like the location and the way the buildings look and that sort of stuff. But I also recognize that we have students from all across Ontario, all across Canada, for whom that may not be a reasonable option. And so in those cases, just know that there are a ton of valuable online resources that show off campus in different ways. And there's also a lot of really great ways to connect with current students at Waterloo and really any universities that you might be considering. Just to learn a little bit more. Virtual tours are also a really great option too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I honestly, I was thinking the same thing as Laura. I think one of the I just think from like things that impact me when I was trying to think of university was, you could read all this information. For students, it's kind of black and white. It's I want to go into this avenue and this is what I'm going to do. But there's so much more to explore about university and clubs and sports. And, you can go up to any poster wall and there's, a million posters up there describing different events that you can go to. So I think visiting the campus and looking around is such an impactful thing. You can read about all these different universities, but until you're like boots on the ground at the university, it's such a different experience to see everything with your eyes and really figure out and get a feel for the university. I think a feel is a big thing that you can do. Sure. So I would absolutely have to echo that as well. That's a huge thing for sure.
Yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
Mine would be probably something I wish I heard when I was in grade 12 and then also in my victory lap, 5th year of high school, is that you don't have to be in a rush. So you might be feeling a lot of pressure and overwhelmed and that you have to make decisions. But even if you're hearing this in October, you don't have to have your application in until middle of January. So there is still some time to explore. And as we mentioned, there are a lot of programs. So you don't have to have that figured out now. And then even once you apply, you still have time before you have to accept. Or even if you're just not ready, it's okay to take a year, work or travel or go back to school, take some courses. You're going to be spending 4 or 5 years of your life at a university, so definitely check it out. But definitely make sure it's a program that is of interest to you.
Yeah, for sure. And what are some ways that students can get in contact with you if they have any questions about attending the University of Waterloo and they're like a prospective applicant or just thinking about where the next steps are?
Yeah, I think for me, just on the road, I'll kind of be a little bit more Northern Ontario this year, but I will definitely be around all across Ontario. I'll be in Manitoba for a little bit as well, so there will be a lot of schools I'll be attending. Obviously, our website's a great opportunity. We have an Indigenous landing page actually for our university, so all of my information is up there, as well as information about the resources that we offer, scholarships, bursaries, so anything like that. I'm very personable, so I encourage all Indigenous students to reach out to me personally, and I'm happy to help and set it up and see what we can do and figure out your situation for sure.
Yeah, Alex, that's perfect. We'll put it in the description so people can go to that website as well.
But I also remind students, like, we are paid to do this. This is our job.
Yeah.
And so don't feel like you're bothering us. We will take the time to answer your emails and have a phone call, go on a video call, be in your school potentially.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is what we enjoy doing. So feel free to reach out to us.
And where can they send you an email at?
For me, how about liaison@uwaterloo.ca?
There we go.
This way.
Great.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Email liaison. It'll
That'll
get
come
forwarded to the
that'll come to our team. Yeah. So myself,
Yeah.
Dennis, maybe you, Laura. It'll get to where it needs to go.
Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for being part of this segment of our second episode. And we're excited to meet the URSs now.
Absolutely.
Yay, us too.
And now we are here with our newest addition of the team. We got some young faces, which are our undergraduate recruitment specialist for the University of Waterloo. So it's going to be super exciting to be able to chat with you today and getting to learn a little bit more about you, and so that students can kind of see your face, see your familiar face, that when you're on the road and you're speaking to them at schools, that they're eager to talk to you and get to learn more about your story and why Waterloo might be the right fit for you. So do you want to just quickly do an introduction of yourselves and maybe what programs you graduated from?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Bailey. I use she, her pronouns, and I graduated from the Bachelor of Public Health program, and I'm just finishing my Master's of Public Health Sciences up. Yeah.
Awesome.
Hi everyone, my name's Angela. I just recently graduated this year from the Health Studies Co-op program, and I'll be starting my Master's of Public Health here at Waterloo this fall.
Amazing. Loved it so much you came back.
And hi, my name's Jessica. I also use she, her pronouns, and I graduated from the Honors Bachelor of Arts program, double major in legal studies and soc. And I loved legal studies and social science so much that I finished my Bachelor of Education at Western for intermediate senior with my teachables in law and social sciences.
Looks like we got a strong recruitment team this cycle. So I'm super excited for this recruitment season to kind of get kicked off. And by the time this episode's up, we're already going to be on the road. We would have already maybe met with some students, and we got a lot more students to meet with as well. So Bailey, super quick, why did you want to go into this role?
Yeah, I wanted to go into this role because when I was in grade 12, I was really confused at what school I wanted to go to. I was really overwhelmed by all the different programs and all of the options. And I really found that talking to students was the thing that I've kind of helped steer me the best, and I want to help other students going through the same thing, and I really enjoy talking with people, so I think this is a good way to do that.
Awesome. And Angela, what's one thing you wish you knew when you were applying to university?
Yeah, I wish I knew more about just the different support services available on campus, like how some of our faculties have peer mentorship programs where you get to just get to talk to some upper years within your faculty. I know they have like some really cool and fun stories to share, and I feel like just getting their knowledge would have really helped just make your transition into your faculty and university a little more fun and easy, smoother.
For sure.
Love that. Tons of support on campus. And then Jess, what was your fave undergrad experience?
Yeah, so really staying on the law stream, there's a lot of clubs that people may not know about, and when I was in my undergrad, a newer club was mock court cases, so an undergraduate mock trial competition between Waterloo and Laurier, so you could compete against both schools, and I competed in my first year, and my favorite memory was probably fake crying on the stand playing the defendant in a murder trial, and so we got away with murder is what I'd like to say, and then my team won the trial for that term.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's awesome to getting to know you a little bit more, and I know the students will be super excited to get to know you more on the road, so looking forward to it, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And now that you got a glimpse into all of the 6 different faculties that we have at the University of Waterloo, we hope you got a good idea of the different programs, the support networks, and all the great things that these faculties have to offer. And Iman, we got to hear a lot of tips from current students and even staff, but I was curious, what kind of tips did you have for students?
I would say be sure to talk to your guidance counselor reach out to all the different links that we have in the description to get all of your questions answered. I think when I was applying for university, I tried to figure out a lot on my own, and I just kind of went with my gut on a lot of things, which I do not recommend. Make sure you're asking the right people. We have a lot of great resources. Come to open houses, ask current students. We have Ask Warrior linked in the description below. Be sure to use all the resources in front of you so that you can get a really good all-around view of the programs that you're thinking of applying to, and you are really, really sure of all the programs you are applying to. And Dennis, do you have any tips for students who are currently applying to university?
Yeah, I do. So I totally would just tell everybody, don't be afraid of failure. When you're in university, when you're in school, or even life in general, things are not going to work out the way you want them to. There's always going to be setbacks. You're never going to get, that mark that you've always wanted on every single assignment or test. Things are always going to happen. Outside life events are going to happen. You just have to be able to reach out to the people that are there for you, your support network, be able to be resilient, keep working hard, push forward, and just know that there's a big community that's here to support you at the university or wherever you decide to be.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, be sure to check out Ask a Warrior in the description. And also be sure to follow us on Instagram, U of Waterloo Future, for all updates and all things future Waterloo students.
And we will have all of the links to the faculty web pages in the description for you to check out as well.
Make sure you stay tuned for our next episode on all things co-op. We know everyone's very excited to hear about all things co-op. And we're excited to see you tuned in.
You don't want to miss it.
Bye, Warriors.
Bye.